a Fallout live action trailer. Let's take a look at this.
And grabbed a moldy one.
Fire up your Pip-Boys, everyone. The first trailer for Amazon's long-awaited Fallout series
heck?
is finally here, and it's a doozy. Until now, our best news on the Fallout front has come from Bethesda executive Todd Howard, sharing the occasional snippet about the show's setting, Los Angeles, and how it fits into the game. For those unfamiliar with the games but vibing with the trailer, you're in for a treat. Fallout is set in an alternative future of America, one where nuclear war has turned America into an irradiated wasteland. But some humans have survived by living in expensive underground vaults. Others adapted or changed with the radiation to live on the surface. Over time, civilizations began to rebuild, with humanity repurposing the wreckage of our old societies to create new townships. But for as much as the games are about big concepts of democracy and war, they're also about the gonzo pockets of humanity that sprout up in the wreckage. You're as likely to stumble across a town of children as you are a town of cannibals, and that's part of Fallout's charm. There's a lot to like in the first trailer, from the production design of the series to the way it folds in recognizable technologies and creatures from the games. But, as with any good teaser, the trailer also raises more questions than it answers.
Yeah, it looks
so let's dig in.
interesting.
When the bombs dropped on America in the Fallout series, those with wealth and power retreated underground, seeking refuge from the radiation and destruction in Fallout shelters, designed by defense contractors Vault-Tec. At a glance, the vault the showrunners have created bears a delightful and uncanny resemblance to what players see in the game.
That looks very different. Okay. That looks very different. And Vault-Tec had a very
know that Vault-Tec had
specific
other plans
construction style.
for these captive populations, often running a series of medical or social experiments with survivors, which led to further scientific advancements and profits at all costs. While there are vaults in the Fallout universe that offer protection for vault dwellers and nothing more, the first trailer suggests that, well, Vault 33, it ain't one of them. What we see of Vault 33 is incredibly violent, an all-out brawl in the hydroponics bay, blood splattered against a jukebox, and, in what's probably the most memorable shot from the trailer, a vault dweller with a fork in her eye unloading an SMG in the Vault 33 living area.
I got a feeling they're on Psycho or one of the.
And if there's violence in the vault, well, the odds are that Vault-Tec had something to do with it. And so we're treated to the instigating event of every Fallout story. A young vault dweller heads topside in search of answers. What grand social experiment was Vault-Tec performing that caused survivors to turn on each other? What is the relationship between Vault 33 and the outside world? Who, if Michael Emerson's voiceover is any indication, already have some familiarity with vault dwellers? And what the hell is the deal with Chris Pannell's one-eye administrator? All questions that will no doubt be answered in time. Fallout fans should be thrilled to see the game's iconic power armor in action, especially with the promise of a fight between a soldier and a Yao Guai, basically a black bear
Yao Guai looks really cool. That
radiation monster.
Yeah,
but
oh, that is very cool. You can see it's like rotting away. Like that's what worried me too with the with some of the ghouls. I've seen pictures of this trailer before. And the ghouls had very in, but I imagine they didn't want to make them look as disgusting as this, so you could actually like look at them while you're watching the show, whereas this would be really difficult. If someone had like this kind of skin,
the show's focus on the Brotherhood of Steel, the paramilitary coalition of soldiers and scientists depicted in the series, does raise some interesting questions for the status of the Fallout universe. This is especially true when we take into consideration the recent comments that the show is considered canon with the games, and that its placement is about 200 years into the Fallout timeline. In the games, the Brotherhood of Steel was formed in the immediate aftermath of nuclear war in 2077. But they aren't the only power broker in California. The new California Republic, a constitutional republic formed in 2186, is also one of the major political entities of the Fallout universe, appearing in several games. It's entirely possible the series does not want to delve into military conflict in its first season though. That's not exactly going to get the Fallout vibes across to a new audience, and it's better to let viewers grow accustomed to the pseudo-1950s aesthetic and post-apocalyptic creatures from the games. Since the factions we see seem to be limited to Vault Dwellers, the Brotherhood of Steel, and Wastelanders, it looks like, at the very least, that Fallout is angling for more of a conventional
we're watching the review before we watch the trailer. We'll take a look
origin
at the trailer.
story. But adding a main character who can provide an internal perspective on the Brotherhood of Steel opens up a lot of interesting doors for where the series might go. Fallout games wear their love of films like A Boy and His Dog and Radioactive Dreams proudly on their sleeves, and the comparison between the Mad Max franchise and these games run obvious and deep. So, like in all the weirdest and best apocalypse stories, Fallout has often included dogs in its adventure, and this trailer invites us all to make room in our hearts for a new version of Dogmeat. While multiple canine companions have had the name Dogmeat, they exist in different locations and at different times. The most recent version of Dogmeat in Fallout 3 and Fallout 4 are German Shepherds that help you find items in the wasteland and fight off enemies. So it's a welcome surprise to see the creators prioritizing bringing a live-action Dogmeat to the series too. But where does he fit in the grander narrative? Well, the fact that the show has paired Dogmeat with Goggins' character probably tells us all we need to know about that character's moral alignment. In the best version of the world, Dogmeat is treated like Halle Berry's dogs in John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum, and given full combatant status. And he certainly makes short work of the Radroach that we see in the trailer. While the trailer focuses on a post-apocalyptic vision of Los Angeles, one where curious vault dwellers are greeted by little more than rubble and sun-bleached landscapes, the influence of mid-century America still peeks through. The Fallout series is set in a world that divulged from ours in several key ways. This is a country that is, well, was steeped in retrofuturism.
I'm seeing quite a few points, and actually noticed too, right? He's kind of burnt up, and the way that ghouls have been described is that they're like that their skin is like actually rotting off of their face. There's quite a few inconsistencies. We'll take a look at the trailers. I'm not a big Fallout, like I like the Fallout lore. I've seen a whole bunch of lore videos. I played a bunch of the Fallout games, so I got a good idea about what's going on. There's a few weird conflicts. So for example, like right now this looks like megatons sort of, but of course it could be a different settlement of some sort. It's got these big concrete walls around the outside, and there's a broken plane. It's just really like things are very close to what we see in the game, but they're not exactly there. So they say it's canon, but we'll have to see how they integrate everything into the Fallout lore. From what we've seen on a lot of the different producers, is they actually don't play the games. They have no idea what goes on inside the games. That's what's a little bit worrying here. We've seen this with Halo too. I know for sure the producer of the Halo series, the director of the Halo series, never played any of the Halo games. So they're doing the same thing with Fallout, then I'm a little bit worried.
Steeped in retrofuturism, embracing the technologies and values of post-war America. And while we don't get to see a ton of America that was in the trailer, there are still some touches throughout that suggest that the show will have real fun with its new setting. The Fallout series has often transformed some of America's best landmarks into notable locations in the game. Odds are good that the showrunners wouldn't waste the opportunity to place Walter Goggins and the company somewhere significant, meaning that Fallout's newest wasteland enclave will repurpose a recognizable Los Angeles landmark. And since Hollywood loves making big movies and shows about Hollywood, we can probably assume the film industry will play a big part in the world the show creates.
I don't want to see tomorrow unless I see it with you.
Oh, and finally, a shout out to the trailer's song selection. I don't want to.
Alright, let's take a look at. I think we go to YouTube and check out the actual Fallout TV show trailer. Hey Culprit, welcome back.
I know that I've lived a relatively comfortable life.
Stop! Lucy!
The director of award-winning series
You need to go home. Vault dwellers are an endangered species. I do not think you would be willing to do what it takes to survive up
Oh
here.
no! A tumbleweed!
If you insist on staying, then you will have to adapt.
I don't want to see tomorrow unless I see it with you.
Tomorrow, so they say, will be a lovely day. A bright new sun will suddenly break through. But I don't want to see tomorrow unless I see it with you.
I grabbed a moldy one.
The one I think is interesting because I don't think we've seen that in Fallout yet. We have seen really like mutated things, so I don't doubt it's something that could happen in the Fallout universe, but yeah, I don't know. How's it going, Alex? April 12th. It goes, it do be how it do some days. Well, that was yeah, Fallout teaser trailer for this. I don't know, we'll see how it looks a little weird. I'm looking forward to it too. I think it'll be fun, but who knows? It might be it's one of those things. It's either really good and really funny, or it's gonna bomb terribly.